Welcome, dear viewers, to exercise 11 of the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. The table below shows the marks attained in various subjects. The table below shows the marks attained in various subjects by students in streams H and stream K at Mount Gadhambi Technical Institute. Use a spreadsheet to manipulate the data provided. Use a spreadsheet to manipulate the data provided. So let's check the next question, what it says. It says using a spreadsheet program to capture the data in table above and save it as marks in the next exam folder to print out later. So we should highlight all this particular information from cell A1 to H15, from A1 to H15, then we just copy it exactly as it is, then we'll be able to do the question. So I go to the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, I select from A1 to H, then coming down to 15, I go to borders, then I click on all borders. So I've applied the borders. Then with the titles I click on row 1, then I apply the wrap text so that they will be able to space to give us enough space. Then I can align or top align so that the titles will be from the top. Then after that, I can then also highlight this specific the cell B13, B14 and B15, then I also apply the wrap text so that we'll be able to have such information. I can double click between 13 and 14 to give enough space so that it will be able to capture the whole information. Then I can space a little bit. So we have seen that you just click on wrap text for that. You can as well double click on the 14 and 15 so that the total for stream K can also expand and fit. So that is it. So that is fine. So we have every detail that we have captured every detail of the information which was provided. So then I can just click on the save button because I've already saved my worksheet as marks on my folder. So if you have your folder, you make sure that you save your work as marks. After that, we proceed to the next question, which now says rename the sheet containing the marks as mark 1. So we rename that sheet as mark 1. You just right click under sheet 1, you click rename, then you type mark 1. You click anywhere outside. So we have renamed the sheet with the marks as mark 1. After that, copy the data in mark 1 to sheet 2 and rename the sheet as mark 2. Copy the data in mark 1 to sheet 2 and rename the sheet as mark 2. So I go back to my program, I click above 1, then I click on the copy button, then I click on sheet 2 and I click on paste. So I paste that data or information from sheet 1, which is mark 1, to sheet 2. Then we rename sheet 2, you just click on rename and we call it mark 2. So we rename sheet 2 as mark 2 and click anywhere. Then you can just click the save button to make sure that you have saved the changes. After that, we go to the next question, which says find the total marks for each subject. So these formattings and the questions, we are now doing them under the mark 2 that we have just copied and pasted. So we find the total marks in for each subject. Find total marks for each subject. So we have the total here. I click the total. We have business studies, English and mathematics. So we go to the auto sum button and we click on sum. So the total is getting the sum of the business studies for English and for the mathematics. So just click on the auto sum and click on sum. You just press enter. So you are capable of getting the total marks for that particular subject, which is business. After getting this answer, you long press at the corner and you drag across on the other cells to have the total for the total marks for the English and also for the mathematics. Having done that, we go to the next question, which says find the total marks in each subject for 1 stream K and also for the stream H. So we find the total marks in each subject. So that one, you just click on the first one here, which is stream H, and we also have stream K. So we are going to use a formula of the sum if. So we say equal sign, we write sum if because we need to get the total. So you write sum if, then you select the range that is provided. So the range is this for the stream. So we highlight from H to H, then comma, then we give it the criteria. So the criteria we're going to provide is H because we need the total values for stream H, then comma, then we need it to calculate the values of H under the business studies. So we select all the values under the business, then we close the brackets. So we need to make the stream a constant value so that when we will be dragging to the other cells, it will not be changing. So from stream H to H, which is cell C2 to C11, we apply $sign before and after the letter. So before C, we apply $, shift 4 to apply $sign on your keyboard. Then before after C, you shift and you click 4 on your keyboard to apply the $sign. Then also with the C11, before and after the C, we apply the $sign. And also after the C, we apply the $sign. So this makes that particular range from C2 to C11, it makes it a constant value. So when copying the formula to the other cells, the value will remain constant and it will not be changing. So you press enter. So after getting that, you just drag across the other subjects. So you can see that we have the values of stream H for the English and also the mathematics. So having done that, we will proceed to calculate the totals for stream K. So you just use the same formula, which is sum if. You open the brackets, then you select the range from H to H, comma, we put quotation marks and we give it the criteria, which is K, then comma. After that, we highlight from all those values, then as well, so equal sign sum if, you select that range, then comma, the criteria should be the K, we need the total for K, then you select those values which you want to calculate. After that, we make this a constant value by applying the $sign, shift 4 on your keyboard to apply the $sign, shift 4. So you apply before and after the letter to make that specific formula or range absolute reference or a constant value. Then you press enter. So after getting the answer for the streams K, you just drag across. You can be able to see that we have the totals for the stream K and also for the stream H. Having gotten that, we proceed to the next question, which says determine the min-mark for each student to 2 decimal places. Determine the min-mark of each student to 2 decimal places. So student mean is this one. So just go to AutoSum. When we talk of student mean, we talk of the average. So just click on the average, which is the average for the business, English and mathematics. Then you press enter. After that, you just highlight down that particular formula to the rest, and we apply 2 decimal places. This one is for increasing decimals and this one is for decreasing the decimals. So you click it again and again until you remain with only 2 decimal places. You can just click to save the changes. Having done that, we can go to the next question, which says determine the best mark in every subject. We determine the best mark in every subject. So when we talk of determining the best mark, which is here, determine the best mark, we need to determine the highest value, or the subject with the highest or the greatest value or the maximum value. So we go to AutoSum, then we use a max formula or function. So I click on max, then I highlight from all the values from the Barasa to Tamo. So we highlight all those values for the business from 36 to 78. Then we press enter. So we can see that the best mark or the maximum value for the business studies subject, it is 90. After getting that, you just drag the formula across the other cells, and you can be able to get the best mark for English and also the best mark for the mathematics. So having done that, we go to the next question, which says use a function to rank the student in descending order of their min-mark. Use a function to rank the student in descending order of their min-marks. So we go back to our formula, then we click under the rank, just say equal sign. So we are going to rank, so you just type the word rank, you open the brackets. So we are ranking the student mean in descending order. So when you type rank, you click that number that you want to rank, comma, then we highlight that reference or the range which we are going to refer this specific number. So we are ranking this at 9.33 out of all these values. Then comma, if you are requested to rank in descending order, you apply 0, and if you are requested to rank in ascending order, you apply 1. So our question says that we rank the student mean in descending order of their min-mark. So we double click the 0, or we just type 0, 0, just type 0, then we close the brackets. After doing that, we make the range which is from G2 to G11, the one in green color, we make it a constant or absolute reference, so that when highlighting down or copying down the formula, the range will not be changing. Therefore, before the G we apply $, shift 4, and after the G we apply another $, shift 4 to apply the $. That we may be able to make it a constant value. We also apply $, shift 4, and after G we apply shift 4 to apply the $, that we may make the cell range G2 to G11, we make it a constant value. Then we press enter. So you can see that 9.33 is ranked number 10 in descending order. Then you just drag down that, then you can be able to see that each particular student mean has a specific rank depending with the values which we have under that student mark or the student mean. Having done that, we are requested to create a well-labeled column chart on a different sheet to show the min mark of the student and save the chart as mark 3. Therefore, we go back to our program. we highlight the name from name to Tamil, long press Ctrl, then we select the student mean, then we click on insert column chart. We can pick the first one. Then after that we apply the chart layout, and we send layout 5 is the best layout, so click that. That we may be able to see the student mean for each particular student, and we see the student name, and also we see the student mean for each particular student. You can also change the chart style, and you can pick any color of your choice. So you can pick like that one. Then we right click here and cut this. We go to sheet 3 and we click on paste. So we paste there. You can drag a little bit, so you have pasted that particular information under sheet 3. Then we rename it. We right click sheet 3, we click rename, and we call it Mark 3, and we can click anywhere. So we have our Mark 1, we have our Mark 2 whereby we have done several calculations. Then we have our Mark 3, which has the column chart for the student mean, the student names, and the student mean for each particular student. Then you can click on the save button. So we are done with exercise 11 of our Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. I really wish to thank you all for the support you have given us by subscribing to our channel. Do not forget to like, comment, and also share the link with your friends, that they may be able to also acquire the knowledge that we are sharing with you. Thanks so much for being one of our viewers. Thank you.